Hi everyone, I'm Sarah, Childhood Finds. Thank you so much for joining me for my weekly What Sold video. And this week has been okay on sales. My weekend was pretty slow, but I expected it to be. With 4th of July falling in between two weekends, I knew that I would have probably slow sales this weekend and probably through this week into next weekend, which is totally fine. I always find that my sales are slower when it's a holiday where people are going out and doing things. I myself am going out and doing things. I'm going camping with friends on Thursday, and my boys get to come too. My bloodhound and my basset hound both get to come camping, so that'll be a lot of fun to do. And so I don't know that I will get another video out this week. I'll try to, but I just might have to wait until next week to do some more. And I had some decent sales that I'm going to be sharing here with you. So I hope everybody, if you are celebrating this 4th of July holiday, have a safe holiday. But other than that, let's go ahead and get started looking at some sales. This first item here, my mother-in-law and I picked it up at an estate sale. Neither of us had any idea what it was, but it was $1 or less, so we just went ahead and got it. And what it is actually a teacup and saucer display holder, cherub design, brass, Japan vintage. So I should have took a picture with a teacup, but I figured most people buying this know what it would look like. But here, where you can see my cursor, this is where the teacup goes on this round portion, and then you place the plate over here to be displayed. So it's actually pretty cool, and I actually have another teacup holder to show you later on in this video because I managed to find two of them in a small amount of time after never knowing what they were. I finally knew what they were, so I was able to pick another one up, and they both sold really quickly. This one sold for full asking of $17.95. Here is, if you've watched my channel or some of my haul videos, I picked up 37 pounds of flatware at a church rummage sale, and this Laufer brand was one of the bags of flatware that I picked up, and I've been slowly selling it, and it's worth a bunch of money. I sold this pair, so this Laufer Magnum 7-inch butter spreader master satin stainless Japan lot of two. Two butter knives sold for $30, and I have like 40 cents, if that, into this lot. And that one, I knew that would be pretty decent. It was definitely the weight of it. That also helps in flatware if you have like a heavy, usually the heavier the better, it almost feels like. Not always, but weight definitely helps the value on those stainless ones I've found. This is a vintage Stanley Ranch Craft strap hinges, flush door, steel antique brass. I think I took a best offer of 15. It's that or it sold for full price. Either way, I only have $1 into this lot, and I really do like picking up hardware. I haven't found much of the hardware this year. I found it just a little bit. So hopefully I'll find some more this sourcing season. This is a Cutco 1721 KB Chef's Trimmer serrated knife blade. And this one, I just want to let you know, if you ever deal with Cutco, it'll tell you on the blade what to look for. So that'll help you get an idea of what you actually have. And so I picked up, I think it was 6 or 7 Cutcos at a sale. We went to a yard sale and I went flying over because I saw a box of flatware, and then right next to the box of flatware was 7 pieces of Cutco, and the lady just threw them in with the flatware. So I paid like 50 cents for this, if that, maybe a quarter. And we kept one of the pieces of the Cutco for ourselves, a paring knife, and I've collected a little bit of a chunk of Cutco that we use regularly, and like, I get it, we like it. And not to mention, I paid so little for most of my Cutco that I think I probably, of all the Cutco I have, I think I paid like $7 for all of it total. And I probably have 10 pieces of it that we have in our personal collection. And we use them all the time. And this is a black cast iron candle holder, Gothic Dragon Griffin vintage decorative. I picked this up at a yard sale for $2, and I sold it, I believe, on a best offer. It was about $20.50 roughly. I remember it was a weird number after the 20. And it sold quickly, within a week or two. It's a very interesting piece. I've had another one kind of like this that also sold really quick. So look up different stuff. This is a belt buckle that I picked up at an estate sale. It actually came with the last teacup holder I showed you. And all the belt buckles were $1, so I picked up all of them except one that was just really damaged. I don't mind paying $1 for a belt buckle that'll sell for $8 to $10. They're so easy to pack, list, ship. And this one here is a Budweiser King of Beers solid brass belt buckle, vintage advertising. It sold for $10.95 and I paid $1 for it. This one actually sold quite quickly as well. They also don't take up very much space. I really love picking up belt buckles, and I picked up some really good ones. I picked up one this weekend actually that's probably worth, I believe I'm gonna eventually take $125 to $150 for it. And it was one that, it was actually at a reseller's yard sale and they didn't know what it was worth and they sold it to me for $1. And this one here is a Cutco 1720 KB paring knife, classic brown black handle. This is just another piece of Cutco. And this one is, the paring knife definitely had more value than had the most value besides one piece of all the pieces I grabbed. And this one was sold for $28.95. Different handles will also get different values on your Cutco, so you do need to look them up, but most of the time when you pick up a nice piece of Cutco, you're looking at 20 plus bucks. This I picked up at an estate sale. I believe it was about $1 to $2, and it was a Denver Broncos Sports Specialties Script Twill Snapback Hat, vintage as is. And this Sports Specialties, I've talked about it a tiny bit before in other sales, is definitely a brand that you want to look for. I did as is because I know that I could clean hats, but I just don't feel confident enough to clean them well. So I don't want to clean them when they're high value ones. Maybe eventually I'll get into it and practice on some low value ones, but I know that most of the people buying this can clean it how they want to, so I just always completely disclose it. But maybe in the future, if it's a big change in value, then I will probably try to clean them. I've tried to clean some in the past and I got them a little bit better, but it never was a lot. It never felt like enough for the work to put in for me. But this one sold for $50, and let me see if I can show you some of the condition. So you'll see here that even with these, I find it disgusting, the sweat stains. I would never buy a hat like that, but people collect these and clean them up. You know, it's just to each their own what you collect, but to me, I'm like, yuck, yuck. But it sold for $50. This is not a great buy, but it was a Yadro Bola Navidad 1991 Christmas tree holiday porcelain ball ornament. This again proves not all Yadro is valuable. I've sold a Yadro collector plate for like $11, and this one I took a best offer at $8. I only paid 50 cents for it, but it's been about 8 to 10 months to sell it, so not a great buy because it was bigger in a box, but it's still sold. And this is an Aurora Jasmine Pig Pink Squishy Plush Lipstick Marks Kiss Lips Stuffed Animal. And this one sold for full asking of $18.95, and I picked this up at a thrift store for $1. It's probably been listed at least a year now. This one I just picked up at a rummage sale, so I went to a rummage sale with my mother-in-law, one that I pretty much always know is pretty decent. The only problem is they do the kind of pay as you go, or pay what you think you should, because it's donation based. So that's always hard because I want to be fair and give more, but I also have to try to factor in what I'm going to make. So I paid up a little bit for some of the items, but I'm still making great money on the stuff I picked up there. And this is one of the pieces. And I'm always picking up Amy Lacombe if I find it. Some aren't worth a ton of money, but I've sold this one and I've sold another one for over 30. So there's a lot of them out there that are valuable though. And this one's an Amy Lacombe Whimsically number 86152 cat figurine black high heel. Let me show you the mark so you know what to look for. Let's see, there it is. It just says 2004 Lacombe, and then you can see the numbers down there as well. You can also, a giveaway for that it's a Lacombe piece, are these little ball whiskers. That's pretty much always gonna tell you what it is. So look for that. And did I say this sold for a best offer of $42 in, I think, 2 days, 1 to 2 days. And I probably paid a few dollars for it at the rummage sale. This I picked up at the thrift store, I believe for $3. It's The Complete Book of Dragons by E. Nesbitt, illustrated second printing. I took a best offer of $16, so not a home run, but a good sale. The buyer was really excited about it. And so media mail rates are going up again. So I am starting to I have noticed I haven't been selling as many books, and I think I'm gonna continue to just only get books that are, 12 plus, maybe 10 plus if they're really easy and like the really easy cookbooks. But media mail, guys, is getting pretty expensive. And the ground advantage rates that just went up, it was a significant increase when I was printing my labels. So when that happens it happens twice a year, you definitely have to reevaluate every time what you're selling, because sometimes it just makes things not worth it. And the media items are going to slowly become more and more not worth it, unfortunately. I will say definitely always look at ground advantage if you're shipping heavy media, because I have had it on multiple occasions be cheaper to ship ground advantage than media mail. This I picked up at a yard sale for $10, and it's a Barbie It's a Girl Doll Collector 2015 Mattel. And I did look this up at the sale. That's why I knew to pay $10. Otherwise, I'd never pay $10 for a boxed Barbie. This my partner picked up. We went to an estate sale that was pretty crazy, the stuff that was there, and it was a cool sale. There was a lot of old stuff, and I picked up a lot of really amazing stuff. Some of the items were definitely right at retail value. Some you could find that were, right at a good price. And then we found some of the firearm stuff that was at really good prices, because it was just like they were trying to sell a bulk lot of firearm stuff, like reloading equipment, and then they just had these odds and ends. So the odds and ends were really cheap that we picked up. And this was one of them, so we maybe have a couple dollars into this. And it's a new Vortex Optics Pro Series Rifle Scope Rings. Vortex is a really good brand. We also picked up a Vortex scope, and I was not allowed to sell it, even though I died a little inside, letting my husband keep it because it was worth like $250. I made him promise that he was going to use it, though. I told him if I find it still in that box, unused in a year, I'm selling it. But this one here sold for $60. And this is a 1972 Betty Crocker's Cookbook hardcover 5-ring binder, red pie cover, 15th printing. Unfortunately, it's not one of the super valuable ones because of the printing. And this sold for, I believe it was a best offer of $16 or $17. Just a reminder, guys, probably if you're on my channel, you know I have cookbook videos, but I have 5 cookbook videos. I will link, I don't know if I'll link all 5 of them down in the description, but I will link some of them down in the description. I love my cookbook videos. I did one, my first one was in February of 2023, I believe. I love the cookbook videos. It's helped me a bunch throughout the last year and a half of knowing what to find. So definitely, if you haven't checked them out, check them out. Or if you already have, rewatch them, because I've rewatched them because I forget the stuff that's valuable in there. This is an Atalery Pavlo. It's a helicopter, and it's a model kit. It sold for full asking of $49.95, and I paid $5 for this at a yard sale. At the yard sale, I believe it was a 10 or 11 model kits. I think it was 10 actually. And he threw in a tiny one for free. And it was $5 to $10 for all of them. And I just took a chance and bought them. And I'm gonna definitely make some good money. It's not a home run, but it was the first time I've really bought model kits, especially they were all brand new. So I had to try. And this one paid almost for all of them. So I call that a win. This is a set of 4 Oneida Soufflé stainless 1810 gourmet dinner forks. Sold for $22.95. This I also picked up at the rummage sale with the Amy Lacombe cat, and I picked up 11 other of these tiny ghosts. I had never seen these before, but these are a thing. These are like a real thing. There's a whole bunch of different ones, and they're pretty cool. There's a lot of different styles, and a lot of them are limited edition, and this one here sold for $45 on a best offer. I have a couple dollars into it, and it's a Bim Toy Tiny Ghost Mobile Suit 5-inch vinyl figure. and I was surprised. I've got some really good value ones in there. Some of them aren't so much, but all of the ones I picked up were brand new. This I picked up at a yard sale a year and a half ago. I paid $3 for it. Not my best buy, but it was small. It sold for a best offer of $17, and it's a floral cameo necklace pendant pin brooch, gold tone, white, cream, green. Nothing super exciting, but it was definitely a profit, and it didn't take up very much space. It just took a fair amount of time to sell. This I picked up at a yard sale for $1, and it's a Luck Plus card game from makers of Uno, new sealed. And I took a best offer of $16.16, I believe, for it, and it's taken a couple months to sell. These my husband found at a thrift store for 50 cents each, and the best offer was $13.45, I believe, for all three of them, and it's a Pokemon VHS lot of 3, Charizard, Totally Togepi, Mystery of Mount Moon. This is my childhood. I've watched every one of these episodes. This is a K & Company scrapbook kit, 8.5 inch by 8.5 inch, sold for $18.95. I paid $1 for it at a yard sale. If you haven't watched it as well, I just did a crafting video. So craft items that can be worth good money, and I have some K & Company scrapbooks in there. So maybe I'll just link one cookbook video and then the scrap or the craft video down in the description, so I don't overwhelm you with links. I did also want to share, just as a quick little side note, I do also have Amazon links down in the description. There is no pressure to use these, guys. I'm just sharing them with you because it's another way that you can support creators, even if you don't use mine. Even if you just click the link and you purchase something else, for 24 hours it still counts towards a commission for whoever link you clicked. So you don't have to purchase the items that I have linked down in the description, but if you do happen to click that link and purchase something, I do get a small commission. It doesn't cost you anything, but it is a way to help support creators, because if you've watched my How Much YouTube Pays videos, you know that I do this out of enjoyment for doing it, because I think I make like $1.25 an hour for the effort I put into YouTube. So I do this to share with people and talk with people and to just do something else that I enjoy in addition to my reselling. So if you do click those links, it's a great way to support creators, not just me, anybody in those links. So if you happen to click those, thank you so much for your extra support. And again, it doesn't cost you anything. This is the other teacup holder display. I had never, once again, I don't know that I've ever seen these before. And I found 2 of them within a week, but this one sold for a best offer of $20, and it's also made in Japan. They're marked Japan on the bottom. And again, the round part is where the teacup would go. These hooks here is where a spoon would go, and then here is where the plate would be displayed. This is a Santa and Snowman sleigh sled Poland marked blown glass painted Christmas ornament. It sold for full asking of $14.95, and I paid about 50 cents for this at an estate sale in November of last year, so 9-ish months took to sell. This I picked up at a yard sale, and I just got it listed. It sat in my death pile for a year, and I just got it listed a month or 2 ago, and it's a Jaws by Peter Benchley, 1974 hardcover, book club edition, no gutter code. I think I also talked about this book in a research video as well. I have quite a few research videos. They're starting to pile up. Let me show you where the gutter, oh no, there is no gutter code. Sorry, I confused myself there. But this is just a book club condition, or a book club edition, not in very good condition either, but still sold for $48.95, full asking. And our last one, I also had some Mercari sales, but my Mercari has a lot of trouble loading on my computer. Especially when I try to cross list, it has trouble, and I just tried to pull it up so I could show you some videos, and it had trouble coming up, so I'm not able to show you those. So here's just one Poshmark sale of my cross-listing stuff. And this is a Disney Parks Mickey Mouse multicolor crossbody bag purse with matching wallet. It sold for $20 on a best offer. So that is all I have to share with you this week, guys. I will try to get out maybe one more video this week, but if not, then I will see you guys next week for another What Sold and something else in between. So thank you so much. I hope you have a safe and happy 4th of July if you are celebrating, and I will see you guys on the next video.